What's up, guys? It is Chris back with another watch video, and today we have Vesuviate, and this is the Attivo, a name that I find very difficult to say. However, it is actually a pretty good looking watch. It's an integrated bracelet watch, has very short lugs, male end links, so definitely an integrated bracelet look on this. A TV or square sort of case shape. Definitely heavily inspired by Glashutte Original, the 70s watch that they do. I'll throw up a picture. It's an homage to that watch 100% because you could see that the case is very heavily inspired by that. And also the bracelet, I would say. The bracelet is pretty substantial. You have large polished links in the middle, brushed on the outsides. There is push pins and then a double deployant clasp. It's signed there with their logo and their name right at the last two links. It gets a Miyota 9015. That's because you have a date there. This has a green sunburst dial, applied indices, a red seconds hand, and there is lume on here. We'll do a lume shot at the end. Pretty thin watch, just over 11 millimeters thick, but just a hair over 11 millimeters thick. You do get to see that 9015 Miyota from the back. This is a 9015 that is not in gilt color, so they are actually going to be putting a gilt color 9015 in this watch, and that's something actually that's pretty new coming out of Miyota. So I think that will look actually really cool, and I don't know of any other micro brands really using that. So that will be pretty different. And then, as I said, this has a sunburst dial, applied indices, that red. You get a non-color match date wheel. Some people love that, some people don't. I don't mind it. It looks fine. You get a screwed-in crown, 100 meters water resistance. This is like a 39 or a 40 millimeter watch, depending on how you actually measure it. From the bezel itself, I got a little over 39, but if you do the case itself, I got around 40, just under 40, so it's somewhere in that neighborhood. 46 millimeter lug to lug. However, if you include those male end links, I got 51 millimeters, or just a hair under that as well. And the bracelet tapers down. However, it doesn't taper down that much. It's 24 millimeters at the lugs, and then it tapers down to 22 millimeters. So that's something to keep in mind. It doesn't taper very, very much, so it does wear very heavy. This is actually a very heavy watch, and it feels very substantial in the hand. Sapphire crystal, of course, on both sides. And you get a hard coating on this watch. They said that they are adding a hard coating to actually keep it from scratching. And that's actually a good thing because you do have some polished edges here. Essentially, the case is polished, and then the bracelet has some brushed on it. And then, of course, those mid links, which are a high polish. Very quickly, let me throw it on my wrist, and then we will do a lume shot. So today I am wearing Maramusi. Now, I haven't worn this in a little while. I am wearing it for a specific reason because of a recent release from Citizen, where they are using a Le Jeu de Paris movement in now one of their watches, which is pretty interesting, I think. But here is the watch on my wrist. Now, I have a 7.5 inch wrist. This has I literally tons of extra links, but it does feel very nice on the wrist. It's a very comfortable watch, and it does look like that Glashutte Original. It has that 70s vibe, very, very similar. That dial with the minute track looks really, really good, and definitely has that vibe, I would say. A beautiful watch, actually, very well made, no sharp edges. I always like to tell people that when we're talking about micro brands, because some micro brands don't pay attention to that. They leave very sharp edges on their watches, and I don't think that's a very nice experience for people who want to buy, a sub-luxury watch just because it is. I think that you should get, all soft edges at least, at the very least. Anyway, signed crown, by the way, also, which is the logo, which is sort of like a star, a circulating sun almost. Very nice. So very quickly, a lume shot, then we'll talk about price, and then we'll wrap up the video. So lume actually very bright on here. I should have actually included this into my lume competition or comparison that I just recently did. Really nice solid blocks of lume on here. Looks like BGW9. You know, it is a dress watch / sport watch, so that really does work very, very well. They said they're going to be coming out with a strap for this as well. It's going to have sort of that male end link, metal link that will be in the bracelet, and then it'll fit into the case. Very similar to that 70s watch that I referred to before by that German company. So I have not seen an homage to that watch, and it makes a lot of sense because a lot of people sort of refer to that watch as an alternative to the brands that you know, are very expensive, like Vacheron, the Overseas, AP Royal Oak, and the Nautilus. And it definitely is, in my opinion, as well, quality-wise and all of that. So this is an homage to that, and it really is you know, they've taken a different route here, and I really like it. I think it works. I think this is a pretty good looking watch, especially considering the price and the package that you're getting. So this is going to be at the Kickstarter around $350. Now, that's pretty good for a watch that is, I mean, I don't want to say an original design because it's not entirely original design, because it is an homage to a pretty obscure watch, I would say, and not a lot of people know about it unless you're crazy like I am. However, it is pretty obscure, and there is not a lot out there that do something like this. So it's a pretty nice watch with a pretty cool design. I really like it. It gets a hard coating. The 9015 I always like. I like that you're going to be able to see it from the back. I like that it's going to have a gilt version. They did promise me a production model if they do fund. So that's the reason why you saw the includes paid promotion in the beginning of this video. So I will bring you the production model and show you that when and if they do fund. Now, they are going to be going live on Kickstarter on March 30th. So if you are interested, definitely check out their Kickstarter. Like I said, March 30th, they are going live. I think they'll probably fund, because usually watches that are priced this well with the 9015, they usually do fund. So anyway, tell me what you think of this watch in the comments below. I do think it's very interesting. Definitely an interesting design, a way to go about this design, obviously. In my opinion, but tell me what you think in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel. I very much appreciate it. Also, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. That's really it for me today, guys. Thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.